welterweight division, Richie Neves against Phillip Burnette. Sparkly is your referee. Rich Neves spent the afternoon acting in sports writer Bobby Cassidy's play. He had a nice little role as an agitator in a gym. And now he's going to try to be an agitator here as he takes on Phillip Burnette. Neves a real good body puncher, solid 4-0, 3 knockouts. Phillip Burnette, 2-4. Burnette out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And Rich Neves out of the Bronx, New York. You saw Neves crank up with that right hand, a little anxious to get it home. Rich Neves in the red trunks, white stripe. And Bernett in the black with silver trim. I'm Randy G. Your host tonight here on Boxing.com. I'm also president of the Sparkly Fan Club. Sparkly, our referee right here. Looking for Sparkly one day. I really want to see her referee a big fight. Being that she's a New York ref, let it be in New York. Let it be in Madison Square Garden. Sparkly, when she's not doing this, one of New York's finest, a New York cop. Let's see how strict she's going to be there. No? She actually let Neves get away with that. Let's see if they listen to her now. When she says break, you better break. In his last fight, Rich Neves had a 4th round TKO right here at the Plattdeutsch, and that one's back in May of this year. And about 2 months before that, he had another TKO, 1st round, and he opened the year in January at the Paramount Theater in Huntington, Long Island, New York, with a 4-round decision. Overall, Rich Neves is 4-0-1. Had a draw in his pro debut in August of 2011. Bernett very busy in that center of the ring. Hard right hand by Neves, who loves to get in and rumble, and that's what he's trying to do. Neves has to watch those shots to the back. Getting a little bit sloppy now as he's tied up by Bernett. And now they fall into a clinch again. You see what Neves is trying to do, just muscle Bernett around and wear him down in this brutal humidity. And yes, this is a hot environment, but certainly not the hottest I've ever been around. I think probably the hottest I've ever done 2 fights. In particular, September 16th, 1981, Sugar Ray Leonard against Tommy Hearns. That night at ringside it was 90 degrees. The humidity was not that bad, maybe in the 60s or so, but the temperature in the ring at ringside is about 98, in the ring about 130. I finished in a tuxedo that night. It looked like I had jumped in a swimming pool. But the worst was when I was in a suit working for ESPN in, I believe they call it the Roberto Duran Stadium now. It was the Marañón Gym at that time in Panama City, Panama, where I was doing a Eusebio Pedrosa fight, featherweight championship of the world. The temperature at ringside was well over 100 degrees. In the ring, about 130 degrees. So here tonight, very pleasant, if you will, about 85 degrees, high 90s, humidity about 98%. And we had a little bit of a power failure. These guys are, I guess you heard of HBO's Boxing After Dark. This is boxing in the dark. But the fighters just keep on going, which they should do, as the lights flicker on and off. Has a word with both fighters, telling them basically, you're going to listen to me. When I say stop, you stop. A lot of mauling going on, and right away they get into it. And let's see if Sparkle Lee gets in there, if they do listen to her. Very rough stuff on the inside. And I got to tell you, that's the way to take charge. You got to stop it right away. And these guys are again roughing it up in close. Straight right hand to the body. That was his best shot of the fight. Bernett showing some decent defense. Oh, he ran into a right hand. I thought without that tackle, there was going to be a knockdown there. And he smartly actually held on to Neves and took him down with him. But I thought he got hurt with that shot. Bad place for Bernett to be, because Neves loves pounding away when a guy is on the ropes. Neves 3-0 in 2012, a 4-round decision win back in January, and then knockouts in March and in May in this very ring, in this very restaurant, the Plaudorch Restaurant, Franklin Square, New York. Brought to you by Bob Duffy's Ring Promotions in association with David Schuster. I tell you what, both fighters doing a much better job this round of listening to Sparkle Lee, but they are trading, they are giving, they are taking in so far the wildest round of this fight. And the crowd very much into it. Scheduled for 6. This is really one of those fights, if a guy is not in condition, there is no way he can go the distance, or at least go the distance with any kind of success. And if you want to talk about left jabs, for both guys, basically a left jab, what's that? Fourth round coming up. We have been treated to 3 outstanding rounds of action here for super welterweights. Have it whatever you want. The welterweight limit is 147 pounds. They are 4 pounds over that limit, so let's call them junior middleweights. And this is round number 4. I've got Richie Neves in the red trunks, up 30-27. But again, you know, my score is unofficial. Even though it's 30-27, take one of those rounds away, you've got 29, 28. You've got a 1-point lead for Neves. So these last 3 rounds are crucial. Hard right hand by Neves, left hook, follow up. Burnett was hurt, no question about it, and he just hung in there. Has he ever been stopped before? Yes, he has. On 2 occasions. One, in June of 2011, he was stopped in the very first round by undefeated Rashad Brown. And he was also stopped in the 4th round by undefeated Derek Silvera in October of 2010. Big swing and a miss, and he takes a left hand to the face. And every time he gets hurt, he hangs on for a second. Very wise to do that. Richie Neves just cannot follow up. He will land a good shot, but then Bernett ties him up. A good right hand like that. And then he can't follow up. It's always one punch. He has 3 knockouts in his 4 victories. No losses. He has 1 draw. And that draw, as I mentioned earlier, in the very first fight of his career back about this time in 2011, 1 year ago. And it's funny, Rich Neves only fights in places that start with the letter P. Began his career in the Bronx at the Paradise Theater. Followed it up with a couple of victories at the Paramount Theater in Huntington, New York. Make it actually 3 in a row. And then he had his last victory right here at the Plattdeutsch. So I guess he says to the promoters, give me a place that starts with P. Bad place for Burnett to be. Turned away from that hook. Final seconds. Round number 4. And another nice round for Rich Neves, but an action round where Burnett just hangs in there. Off at 4 o'clock in front of a capacity crowd. They have hung around for hours watching many bouts, 9 in all, here on Ring Promotions and Dave Schuster Promotions. Outstanding action card. This one 6 rounds. In the junior middleweight division. 151 pounds are both guys. Rich Neves in the red trunks. In the black with silver trim is Phillip Burnette out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And again, Bernett locked in a corner, in a neutral corner, the way he finished the last round in another neutral corner. Just not a good place for him to be. Now, I don't know if he's trying to let Rich Neves punch himself out, or indeed his legs are kind of shot in this humidity, and he can't move all that much anymore. And he's not moving out of the corner. And Neves says, okay, fine. You want to stand in the corner? I'll oblige you. And Neves is getting the best of these exchanges. He is getting hit, but he's landing 2-1. Short right hand, short left hand, digs a body shot with the right hand, then the left hand. Uppercut up the middle, right hand to the side of the head, right hand again to the side of the head. Phillip Burnette flurries a little bit, nothing much on those punches. He's trapped in the corner. And now Sparkle pushes him out. Burnett refuses to leave the corner. You really have to believe his legs are shot at this point. He has spent this entire round glued in that corner. Now, some referees may make him walk out of the corner. I don't believe a referee should do that. If a guy wants to stay in the corner, that's his fight plan. Let him stay in the corner. And if you believe he can't get out of the corner, then you stop the fight. I believe this is somewhat of a fight plan, trying to let Neves punch himself out, but I don't think it's a fight plan that's very successful for Bernett. He is getting hammered both to the body and the head in close, and his punches are rather ineffectual. Right hand right up the middle. You saw him lift up his leg as he got hit with that body shot. Nice round by Rich Neves. He said, fine, you want to stand in that corner? I will pound on you all night long. Any kind of liveliness. If you're his manager, stop the fight. Why let him come out? He is not going to knock his opponent out. Let's see what happens now if he spent that last round saving some energy so he could move a little bit. But that right hand, I would call that a knockdown. No question about it. You get hit, you go down, it is a knockdown, and Sparkly rightfully calling it a knockdown. That right hand of Phillip Burnette, his mouthpiece was jarred. He's now moving it back into position. His right hand had been down dangerously low as it is now, wide open for a left hook. Both of his hands are down. Now he gets him up. But he is drained. There's nothing left. Nothing left in his legs. Nothing left on the punches. Sparkly has got to watch him. If she stopped it now, it would not be a bad stoppage. He'll complain, but it won't be a bad stoppage. He's out of the fight, stands basically no chance of winning it, even on a knockout. He's probably lost every single round. If he gets hit with a solid shot, this thing should be stopped. And Sparkly is watching him very closely. One more good shot. Do not be surprised if she stops it. Uppercut rocked his head up. They're right above us here. Beautiful left hand to the body. Left hand again to the body. Right hand to the head. Phillip Burnette grabs on. He is a punch or two away from being stopped. Neves will not let up. Stays right in the corner on him. Bangs to the body. Partially picked off on the arms and again partially picked off. Neves just relentless. We are seeing guts here on the part of Phillip Burnette, refusing to be stopped. Neves working him over in the corner. Now Neves even drops his hands. Picks him back up, drives a left, right to the body, left, right to the head. Another left, right to the head. Nothing at all on those punches of Phillip Burnette. Nothing in his legs. All he's got is heart. Flurries to the body, little shoe shine. But if he keeps doing it like this, he will go the distance. And to a fighter, that says something. He is just grabbing on whenever he gets in trouble. Neves will win this fight. But he has won the respect. Phillip Burnette has won the respect of the man who just beat him, Richie Neves.
About 60-53, Frank Lombardi 60-54, all clear winner by unanimous decision, and still undefeated.
So no surprise they were shut out. 60-53 twice, 60-52 on one of those cards. That's how I had it, 60-52, with two of those rounds being 10-8 rounds. So the winner, Rich Neves, remains unbeaten, 5-0 now. Phillip Burnette falls to 2-5, but I'm telling you, won the respect of everybody who watched him tonight.